What's up, Monkey Wrenchers? It's your host, Monkey Mike, back again. Thank you so much for having me in your homes, in your lives, in your bathrooms. So, as promised, today the engine is going back in, and I did some measurements in hopes that I did them correctly about where this should be sitting. So, realistically, that's about where the flywheel should be sitting. Here's full lock, can't go in any further, okay? I believe the flywheel will be sitting somewhere about right in here. If that is so, that's actually perfect, and I probably won't mess with it. I'll probably just torque the torque the flywheel down, because I believe that the pressure plate is going to ride about right here. The clutch itself should be on about that much. If I did my measurements correctly, it was 24.43 millimeters. What I did is I took the calipers here. Okay, I measured the distance using, I've got it all tight, using that piece right there. Okay, went in and kind of figured out exactly where it was going to be. So there we go. Just kind of eyeballed it like that. Figured out, about where it sits relative to where the pressure plate fins are. And then I measured the distance coming out all the way. So I did the same thing. What'd I do? I went like this, actually. I put it up against there so it stayed flat. That way I knew it was nice and square. And then I just went out, and again, I just looked down like this. And as you can see, pretty much eyeball is about right there-ish. I did try to take into account that the fins are inside a little bit, so rather than measure at this lip, I measured right here, and then I went in a couple millimeters. So I subtracted the 16 from the overall of that, which was the 40, what was it, 40.7475, 47.41, something, 40.4. I subtracted the 16 and a half from that, which gave us, 24? Basically 24 dead even. There we go. And then I did some measurements in here, figuring out the distance between that. And if I did everything right in my head, realistically, the only inflection difference that we would have on the clutch, as you see that's fully pushed in, would be like that. That little bit of movement would be, I think, all that we're actually going to lose. Because this will come in all the way. That's fully scrunched on the slave, which is not good for it, but I don't care. I'll get a replacement one if this one goes bad, which I'm sure it will. But I really do think it's just sitting about right there. So I'm going to pull this thing that I have left sitting out in the mess here. I actually just got done putting those in the dryer so I could get all the aluminum off. Hopefully it worked. Let's find out. It's like mechanic hack. If you get metal shavings all over your stuff, take all the clothes out and throw it in the dryer real quick. It'll tumble everything out and put it in the lint trap. Look at that. Awesome. Yesterday I was covered in so much aluminum dust. Oh, it was ridiculous. Sorry. It was ridiculous. A little hack about the dryer, though. Make sure you actually leave lint in the trap. That way it can grab it. So basically do it like after a load laundry, which I did. So I'm going to get some of this crap put away. I know, right? Weird. Me putting stuff away. Why would I put stuff away? I really am thinking about getting one of the new GoPros, actually just for doing this. The phone works really well and everything. It's horrible on my battery. Absolutely just terrible on my battery. B, it's killing my memory and all that stuff. I mean, a phone wasn't meant to be used for everyday, basically vlogging. I'm almost vlogging at this point. Yeah, it's really not meant to do this kind of work. In fact, I've actually quit using my phone for almost everything else except for maybe a few phone calls a day, some text messages. I network with you guys on Instagram and YouTube, and then I do my videos. That's actually pretty much it. So I'm gonna look into getting a new camera just because I also like the whole super view look. I don't know if very many of you guys are subscribed to Chris Rudnick, who is also better known as Ricer Miata, but I just like how his videos look with the GoPro. I messed around with the Hero 4 and the Action Cam, and I put the GoPro on the Super View, And I liked it. I liked that it was just like barely away from it and you could see the things on the side. So that's something I might look into, and then get me to quit using my phone here. Oh, I've had a good day getting these burps up. If you don't know, that's actually something I have a problem with. I have an inability to burp. So when I do burp, it's actually kind of nice. Anyway, I know, weird randomness. So I'm just going to go ahead. This is fully strapped in now. We actually have some bolts down on the bottom. These are the shortest ones I could find that I had on hand. So I'm just going to remember to take these, and I will measure that with the calipers and make sure to get those off to get shorter bolts to put in there. I'm going to get them off. Anyways, enough with the sexual innuendos. Let's get this sucker put back in and see what kind of progress we've made with the subframe spacing, and then being able to drop the trans back down. And hopefully it's not sitting 15 feet up in the air. Here goes nothing, guys. We're putting an engine in a car for the second time, which is still cool in my book. Run up when you see me then. We gonna see. I let it down and it just kind of chunked down into place. The unfortunate part of that, some good parts is we can see there, we definitely got it a lot lower. I mean, look at that. That's actually sitting inside the engine bay now. That's not that big a deal. We could just put like a hood scoop deal and put the LS intake on top of there, and it'll be perfect. Not a problem at all. I can totally cope and deal with that whole situation. Plus, it would be really neat to see the LS intake sticking out. People think there is an LS in there, and really it's going to be a turbo Honda V6. Which is still cool in my brain, because they're going to see an LS and they're going to think it's been fully rear-wheel drive swapped. It's not going to be still a Subaru at heart, and that's where they're going to be wrong. So I'm really stoked about pretty much where it's sitting right now. It will come up slightly, so you have to take some of the weight off the chassis. Jeez, how far did it go down? All right, so there we go. At that point now, yeah. Now the weight is being bared by this. You can see it's still swinging. So basically that's where I'm going to build the engine mounts. I'll have it up here like this to where I can move it around. See how I can move it around freely in there? That's going to be where it actually sits at as far as the engine itself. I'll make the engine mounts just like that there. Obviously I'll center this up. I'll probably put this more on jack stands or something so that it's solid. But I want to take a moment. Let's see exactly how far down that's going to go. Let's see right there. That'll work. Let's see what happens when we just let it down. How much the suspension compresses. All right, for the most part, I'm up here jingling. Jingle, jingle, jingle. And we've got it, I don't have it 100% supported by the chassis because, well, I want it to still have a little bit. There we go. But, like, realistically, just do it for a sec. There you go. That's full weight just on the adapter plate. As you can see, nothing's ripping out. That is a billet aluminum plate. It's a lot stronger than some of you guys might think it is. That's why I was able to thread into it as well. I mean, it's 1 inch thick, you guys. That's pretty hardcore. And then we've got 10 bolts in the dang thing. Or 8 bolts. I think there's 8 bolts, 4 per side. There might be 5 on one side, 4 on the other. I'd have to recount them. I'm not really sure offhand. But to be completely honest, the ride height almost looks identical in the front and the back. I think the weight of the J-Series actually compensated because it does weigh about 20-30 pounds more. There's a few things missing off of it as well. But we've got the exhaust manifold is on. There will be a little bit more exhaust that'll be on, mostly because I'm probably going to just put the turbo where it is and then I'll run it back through the stock spot. But to give you guys a little idea of what I've done today. This here even, wow, look at that. That's solid. That is dead on solid. Realistically, I could probably run it like that if I wanted to, but I'm not. As much as I want to, let's go ahead. I'm gonna sit this right here. Okay, and I'm gonna jack it up and we can watch and see how much the chassis lifts. And look at that thing, it is just going up. There we go. See. Yep, so right there. That's going to be where it sits. Because see how it's just got that little bit of movement? That means it's off of everything. I'll probably, set something about right there. That's our sweet spot, guys. Maybe up just a cut hair more. Yep. Yeah, that's our sweet spot right there. Like I said, I just don't want it sitting on the steering rack. That's it. Other than that, I don't care. The rest is all just kind of whatever. That looks good to me. That is significantly lower inside the chassis. We could throw some coilovers on there or even put on some STI springs and that'll lower it and still give us some good suspension travel. I think the STI shocks, it's actually shocks. We'd have to put the whole entire McPherson system in there because these ones are too tall, and so if you put the STI springs on there, it'll actually smack up in the top of the tube. But this is it. This actually fits. Now, something I'm curious about is, I might wait to do this tomorrow. I might just throw it in gear, which I'll probably do right now. Throw it in gear and turn the crank. Well, let's see if it moves forward or not. It moved. It's moving. Look at that, you guys, it's moving. It's moving really, really well. Ha ha ha. There it is, look at that. Yep, forward. Here, get a side view. This is the first time that I have ever seen a J-Series engine in any form or fashion move a Subaru. There it is, look at that. That's freaking awesome, you guys. This is huge, huge, huge. Makes me so happy. This means, obviously, that the clutch is engaging the system. All we got to do is make it to where the clutch disengages, that the pressure plate and the throwout bearing all work together as one unit. But just grabbing this right here, look at that. That is freaking awesome, you guys. And we've got more than enough room to stick a radiator up in here. We just put a sandwich plate on this. I really wish there was something we could do about this whole entire oil filter deal. I might look into some of the J-Series guys, see if there's anything they have done. Maybe just even a straight up adapter plate. Oh, I got shavings in my toes. That hurts. That's awesome. Ooh, that was me. That's awesome, guys. We're making some real progress now. Man, I can't wait to see this thing run under its own power. If I was able to actuate the clutch in any way, I would bump the starter, but I don't want to bump it right now. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. We just pull it out of gear. It'll be in neutral, so it can still spin. But likelihood is I will get a battery and, well, actually, no, tomorrow the homie Nick is coming back, and we need to finish fixing his car. We need to fix it right this time. We definitely had some hiccups last time, and I kind of feel bad about what happened, so I'm definitely going to get him sorted out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We don't say macaroni and cheesy. Whoa! Jeezy. I had a lot of beans. A lot of beans with dinner. All right. homeboys and homegirls. This is it for me tonight. I know I haven't been doing like a whole, I'm not getting a crap ton of progress done, but I want to let you guys know a little bit every day, baby steps, little stuff like getting that starter to fit properly, making sure that we did have something that cleared like this. This right here is momentum in a good direction. We did not have the ability to move like that before. We did not have the ability to move like that before. Not at all. This is awesome. This is awesome. Fozda has a completely different nickname, which I will likely unveil later on. Mainly because this car is actually dedicated to my dog, which is really weird. I know a lot of people are like, your dog. If you're a guy, you understand what it's like. A boy and his dog have a very special bond, and the last thing I did with this car is I put my first pup down, 13 years old. I fixed the car, put a lot of work into it, and she was real sick. I kept telling my wife I was going to wait to put her down. I'll wait until I get the Subaru fixed, and then I'd take care of it. I wanted her to have a good Japanese send-off. She was a Japanese Akita mixed with American Staffordshire Terrier, and my two favorite breeds of dogs ever. And this vehicle, she was black. It's black. This is from my hometown. This vehicle, this Subaru, came from my hometown where I was born at. I will never get rid of this thing. I don't care if it gets junked up, beat up, turned into scrap. It'll sit on my property as a planter box. I don't care. Burn me alive inside of it and then drive over top of me in my truck in a big old hole. Me and my truck and all my cars can get buried together unless one of the kids wants to fight over it. But this car means a lot to me. I will never give up on this car. This is a project that will forever be a part of me, and I will always do this. The reason why I want it to be a daily driver is because I want to drive this car every day. I don't want the last thing that happened to it was, I put down the thing that I loved most in this world for 13 years. Yeah, that dog meant the world to me, man. My son was born for the first year of his life while we still had her. He used to fight her for her bed. He used to, when he was a baby, he would go in there and get mad. He thought it was his bed. He always wanted to lay with her, and she totally took care of him, almost like it was one of her puppies. Obviously, no weird stuff like milk and crap. But you know what I mean? Like, she imprinted on him, basically. She knew what he was. And I knew that she was going to be around to see my son born long time ago. Like, if anyone who knows me and knows me well is watching this, they're going to comment and be like, yeah, we know how much that dog meant to you. As my homie Radical Rory says, that was my ride or die. And she rode and she died with me the whole time. I picked her up in my MR2 the very first day. That dog, she fell out of my MR2 at like 75 miles an hour around a turn. Whole story for another day. That was just crazy. I actually raced her back into town, just a short version of it. I ditched 2 CHPs on Highway 99 in Chico, doing like 150 or something like that in rush hour traffic. I was like on the little median side white area there where cops pass by. I took that the entire way through. I was just weaving in and out of traffic if there was any breaks. It was insane. I can't believe that. And my buddy Mackie and I, we both made it to the animal hospital, dropped her off, got her into surgery, got her fixed up, and made it home. Didn't get caught at all. Someday I'll tell you what actually happened to her that caused the whole situation. She was actually hurt previously before that. Or after that. No, it was before that. The MR2 was broken. And all I wanted for my birthday was to take my dog. I guess I'm going to tell a story. No, I'm not. I'm going to make you wait. Anyway, thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for staying through the video to talk about this with me. This is going to be one of the things I'm definitely going to have to fix. We'll just shorten this guy up and we'll put this down here just so it doesn't stick up. Even though I don't think it'll matter a whole lot, but mainly because that's just going to be one of the weird things that's in the way. may not be in the way. I may do the really neat thing where you like, where they slice it and they pull the sheet metal up so it looks like it's ripping out of the chassis or ripping out of the hood. I think that would actually be really cool. I think it's a bit excessive to try to make a cowl hood just to hide it. That just seems stupid. So anyways, guys, I know this is a bit of a ramble and rant and whatnot. I'm just so excited to see this here, and I want to share it with you guys and give you guys what my thoughts are about the whole project. So again, thanks for being here. Y'all take it easy. Peace.